All right, folks. Before you get into this episode, I need to apologize right now. We had a major technical difficulties. We were recording the first half pizza section, and then I was moving my laptop to show some images of coaches, which is what you'll hear the episode pick up on. And I was turning my laptop, and it touched the recording board, and apparently static electricity turned off the board while I was recording, and I lost all of the pizza section. So I'm going to give a quick summary of the pizza section. We had Good Guys from North Tonawanda. We had Blasdell Pizza from the Seneca Street location. And at the table was Professor Pizza, a.k.a. Kellen, good friend Derwin, Dennis, then Daryl, who is Derwin's brother-in-law, and Sean. And we had our first unanimous vote. We all chose Blasdell Pizza, mainly because it had more flavor, crust was a little better, the pepperonis were cooked better, less cheese, even though it still had plenty of cheese, and Blasdell Pizza just slapped better. And I'm very somber because I'm very upset that we had our first major technical difficulty, and I didn't realize that it didn't save until pretty much everyone was gone and it got too late. So I can't really bring everyone back because there was a lot of dialogue between Derwin and Daryl and everyone else at the table that I was really, really excited to share with everybody because those two are characters. They are characters. And I am pissed that I lost that because there was some real classic stuff that they said, and I can't get it back. So I guess trial and error and live and learn. Electric equipment is fickle. That being said, please enjoy the show. It is only football, and I'm so mad. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, so it's football talk, no pizza. Blasdell Pizza unanimously won tonight. And, yeah, we'll hopefully get our stuff fixed for next time. And hopefully I can bring you some good stuff. I'll just have to book Derwin and Daryl again. And thank you to our sponsors, Dogs of Chiropractic, Empire Tour and Recovery. We do appreciate the help and support. All right, thank you.
This is going to be a downer, bro.
Yeah, but
this conversation is not going to be all pro.
Oh, it's going to be Southern Baptist coming home. This is a messy pizza. Kyle, this is a messy pizza for you, dude. This is like your dream come true.
The sauce is
like
like
beyond sloppy.
You like it sloppy, huh?
Right there.
Yeah. So you got to be about this far away from the mic to really.
You got to lean in.
And you can always, pull it closer to yourself, but
Okay.
you'll notice in the headphones when you talk.
Do we have to put the headphones on now?
You can put them on whenever you want.
This reminds me of sweaty balls. It's just there's nothing better than a pair of sweaty balls, and
I completely
can't
agree.
seem to get those sweaty balls anywhere. But I think the Bills had sweaty balls.
It is October, so they're harder to come by.
Sean, is this your Coke?
I think Josh Allen was too busy girlfriend and not
Just so you
studying the
know,
playbook.
anything you say is a fair game on the internet.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, we've had
Like I'm already recording what you guys have said because I use it as a B-roll at the end of the episode.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I do.
no.
Derwin blew a monkey last week. And the monkey was upset.
That might stay in too.
It.
And the monkey was named Daryl.
I had the chip removed from the back of my head.
Okay.
But I put it back.
Listener's discretion is advised. Sawbells Podcast.
We're back. What happened there? Holy cow. Okay. Anyways, I'll hold the laptop instead.
How about I hold it?
No. Okay, so 4 coaches. Do we all know who they are?
Yes. Pretty good idea.
Geek, Dick, good coach, some other guy.
And Mr. Clean.
Okay,
Mr. something.
so
Art.
I'll post these on the internet, but in the top left, there's 4 coaches, and it's Mike McDaniel from the Dolphins, and he's wearing a suit and tie and glasses, and it says, if he was not a coach, he would be the vice president of product development at Crypto.com. Then next to him is Bill Belichick, who looks like he was just out in the sun or something because his face is quite red.
Where he was forced to smile for a photo.
Yeah.
Like it's eerie that he's actually showing teeth because I don't think I've ever seen him smile. I don't know how anyone got that photo.
And he's not wearing a hoodie.
It's probably Photoshop.
Like, yeah.
He looks like he just got 2 tickets to Thailand, and he's going to the Little Boys Festival, and he's really excited about going.
Oh, the Boy Scouts.
Well,
of Thailand.
well, it's funny you should say that because it says he's a defense attorney, secret BDSM club owner.
What's BDSM?
Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, that's yours, Dad.
We'll talk about that
Oh, he's
like, how do you
he's
do
big,
that?
big dick syndrome. He's a total. Dick.
Oh, nice.
I don't actually know if I can define what that BDSM actually is.
Do you want me to give it a shot?
Yeah, please do.
I can look it up.
Help me out.
I get my.
Yours, teacher.
Chips, dips, chains, whips.
Oh, okay.
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 You got it?
Then we have McDermott here, and his says co-owns a bike rental shop with his wife in Fairfield, Connecticut.
I could see that.
Daryl, you and Sean look like you guys could be cousins.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
But you rent one of those scooters.
that's right.
Then the last coach on this one is Robert Saleh from the Jets. Says kickboxing instructor is totally just friends with your wife.
You could see that. You could see it in his eyes.
And then
Mike
I'm gonna
McDaniel
do. I'm gonna
Professional Lego builder.
If you look at our 4 coaches that are in this division, they could be in a Disney movie.
Oh, for sure.
What's the one movie where they've got the different emotions?
Oh, self-control or something.
Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Yeah.
You got anger. You got angst. You got over-exuberant happy. I mean, you got it all right there with our coaches, with our coaching.
All right, I'm gonna do 2 because I don't think I can stretch this out for the rest of the season. I pulled up the NFC East, and do we all know who these guys are?
Yeah, mass murder.
Okay,
You got Kyle.
You got to read them. You got to
yeah.
read them off. So,
So we have the NFC East. So the first one is Brian Dable, and some people believe that he and I are doppelgangers or could be long lost brothers.
You are.
His caption says Waffle House cook. Next to him is Mike McCarthy from the Cowboys. Says balloon animal guy at kids' B-Day parties, divorced twice. Then you have Nick Sirianni, who actually is, I believe is from Jamestown, New York, who ended up at Union Endicott. And his dad, I guess, was the coach at Union Endicott, I believe. And funny story is I actually played a football game at Union Endicott. We're similar ages. I wonder if we would have played against each other.
Did you win or lose?
I don't know. You
We
kicked
lost.
his ass.
We lost.
Really?
Yeah, Union Endicott,
Was good.
like Otis Anderson's kid was on that team that year or something because he was at the game. Jared, you can confirm that, right? Hit me up later. Okay, so Nick Sirianni says, Little League baseball coach who takes it way too seriously because you lost states in high school, then steals your wallet and then helps you look for it. Yeah. And then the last one is Ron Rivera, and his is probably the nicest one of all of these memes that we're going to go through. 8th grade algebra teacher.
Yeah.
He does look like a teacher.
Yes.
They took it.
Yeah.
They were nice
I
on him.
don't, though.
They were nice to him.
No, you don't.
Right.
They were nice to him. So I don't know what happened on that, but I touched the laptop to the recording board and it like shorted out or something. Though I don't know. That's bizarre.
Hopefully our recording isn't lost.
No, hopefully it's not. Otherwise, this is going to be a football only
Seriously,
podcast.
hopefully.
Okay. So the Bills obviously lost in what was a ugly ass win to a 1-5 team with Bill Belichick. I will ask this quick question before I forget. I posed last week, if Bill Belichick became available, would you ever entertain the idea of Bill Belichick being on the Buffalo Bills staff? And the people that were here last week said absolutely not. That was unanimous. I was just curious if anyone's changed their mind now that we lost to the Patriots, who are 1-5 now, 2-5. Anyone changing their mind, or everyone's still going with?
Yeah, I'm convinced. I've done a lot of soul searching. 3 weeks, and a professional football team is not ready to play. And there's really no one to blame outside of the coaching staff. We make a lot of excuses as Buffalo fans for why this didn't happen. Injuries on defense, time zone difference. 3 weeks in a row, we weren't ready to play a when you have a week to prepare, we weren't ready to play. And that's got to fall in coaching. This coaching staff will get you in the playoffs. It could be because of the division we're in. It's pretty weak, even though we've lost 2 of the 3. I think they'll get you in they'll never win a championship. And that's just that's the come to Jesus moment I had after the defeat to the Patriots. I was ready to be like, oh, look at that, it's just, you got to be good, and good try, kid, and the older brother defeats the younger brother, and it just didn't happen. We got outcoached, and there's really nothing else to it. We talked about it at the start of the season. You brought it up. Are we ready for a coaching change? And I think we were split down the middle, and I was on the fence, but I'm convinced this coaching staff can't do it. I don't know. I'm sure they can, but they will not be successful with the Buffalo Bills.
So my question was, would you entertain a Bill Belichick?
I would, and I'll tell you why. Okay, I'll tell you why.
Thank you.
I would love him if he was maybe 10 years younger. I mean, he's really long in the tooth, and he's got a lot of experience. But I'll tell you what. The New England Patriots have an identity. I'm going to put it right out there for everyone out here, for our listeners, for the people right here. The only identity the Buffalo Bills franchise has is their fan base. We break tables. We're devoted. We're loyal beyond belief.
Borderline crazy.
We have zero identity. It didn't matter who you were when you walked in that New England Patriots locker room. You bought in. Randy Moss bought in. Junior Seau bought in.
Antonio Brown
it bought in. I mean, it was hook, line, and sinker. You dialed it in. They had an identity. Can anyone here tell me what the Buffalo Bills professional football team identity is? What do you think of when you hear the word Buffalo Bills?
Look
paying tables.
No.
Losing 4 Super Bowls.
Super Bowl losses.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I know. Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. I mean, I know that's our history, but I'm talking about right now.
Oh,
I'm talking about
Diggs.
the team. It's not one person. I'm like, what are we? Are we good? Like the steel curtain. I'm talking like the Green Bay Packers. Whether it's deep threat quarterbacks, whether it's even Miami with their speed. I mean, Miami is a speed football team. Tell me what the Buffalo Bills. Tell me what our identity is beyond the fan base.
Buffalo Rush.
I would say Josh Allen.
Yeah,
I think it's a tough 3 games that we just went through.
Just said no.
And I'm more than just as bummed out as anybody else, but I think the superstar quarterback has to do it. And I think that's what we're going to get into later, talking about how you kind of have to let him do what he does by running and stuff like that. But
I'm not going to let you off the hook. That's the Patriot way got them 6 Super Bowls. The Patriot way. Tom Brady, he's right there, but everybody in that team bought in. It can't fall to one person. It can't fall. He only plays.
I hear what you're saying, and I understand the Patriot way and all that stuff. The Bills have a way too. Listen, we're not.
Tell me what it is.
Hold on, we're not
They don't
bringing.
really have one.
Listen, we're not bringing in players that are bad apples and forcing them to buy into the Bills way. They're bringing in people that are good people. Now the problem is, if you really want to get into it, is I think it's our offensive coordinator. I don't think it's the coach. I don't think it's a head coach. I think the coach can get through this. If you remember when Dorsey was our coordinator, what did we all say? We hate. How many times when we lost the game did we hate Dorsey and he had to go? Not Dorsey, Dable, and he had to go. How many times did we say that? We used to say it all the time.
He was
That was 5 times.
No. There was plenty of other times where we barely won and the rest of that stuff. So I'm just going to sit here and say, I'm going to be your counterpoint a little bit here tonight, that yes, we have problems going on right now. It's Monday night after one of the worst losses that we've had. But that being said, I don't think it's ready to pull the plug and the ship's going to go down. I think that there's still a chance here. Injuries have hurt this team. You can say what you want, but that defense is a shell of what it was before Milano got hurt.
Yeah, but the Patriots also had injuries on defense. Their number 1 pass rusher was injured.
He's
I understand.
great.
I saw the play calling that they had at the times that the Patriots ran plays. That's strictly coaching. They saw the seams. They saw how many times did we throw the screen out?
I think twice. One was successful.
Finally.
We talked about
No,
that.
they did
broke
it
one
more
for
than they
about
actually
8,
did
9.
it. They did it more than twice. They did it. Actually, it's one of the things that I don't think they should do. I don't really care for the screen
But
the way that they throw
they
it.
don't.
They should do more of a dump off across the middle if
Right.
they're going to do something.
Well, that's what the Patriots did. They were running that seam.
The running back, the running
right
back
there, and
will
they were
run
hitting
out,
him
and
quick.
then when the linebacker will take on that guy, and then he goes and he throws it to the other guy. I get it. I understand that, but I don't know, man.
It's okay, Daryl.
I'll
It's okay.
pivot.
I'll still love you, Daryl.
We'll talk about it later.
I'll take the victory because no one at this table was able to come up with an identity. You came up we came up with excuses. Yes. This fan base is really good at finding excuses, whether it's the coaching, whether it's the quarterback, whether it's the defense, or their injuries. At the end of the day, the Buffalo Bills have no identity outside of our fan base.
Maybe not yet. I do agree that Belichick in that system definitely has a very well oiled machine. They know what they're doing. They can produce. They did. They did it against us. They definitely did their homework. And what you're going back to is would you take him as a coach or on the coaching staff? I would take him on the coaching staff, but I don't think I could definitely make him a head coach. I couldn't do it. He wouldn't do anything less. But I do agree with you on that that coaching staff beat us.
Here's what I'm going to put.
Hold on. I got a quick stat that I heard today. Bill Belichick, as a GM since 2012, has only drafted 2 Pro Bowlers since 2012.
They have not been successful. You're absolutely right. And the day that Brady left,
A punter and a kick returner were the only Pro Bowlers in that whole time.
Whoa, this year changed. Christian Gonzalez, mark my word, will be a Pro Bowler.
Okay.
Pro Bowl. What position is he? Cornerback? Cornerback. You would be a Pro Bowl cornerback.
He's going to be a Pro Bowl. No idea what he plays.
I just
I
forgot
love that guy. He's the best. What was he?
Number 5. Number 5, Christian Gonzalez from
They're
Oregon.
all number 5.
I'm just saying that Bill Belichick has built through free agency or has been able to make a lot out of absolutely nothing.
I agree.
But
it's very impressive.
But that's
and the
what
Bills,
gives them an identity.
in that same time frame, they have 3 or 4 Super Bowl championships. Who cares about whether or not they're drafted? I mean, think about that. Did you see Pro Bowl?
I'm just saying that the guy can do good things with less.
Oh yeah, well, I got what you're saying. Okay, yeah,
That's all.
They're in the Super Bowl. They're not taking them to the AFC or NFC Pro Bowl. That's why they're not being highly touted. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a mentality. I think they need a whole cultural shift. There are some coaches that can get you out of rebuilding. There are some coaches that can get you into the playoffs. There are some coaches that will get you over the hump and win a championship. We're not there. We're not where we're not. And it's not that the Bills can't win a Super Bowl. They won't win a Super Bowl. And here's the stark fact. Here's our reality. Gentlemen here at this table, minus you a little bit because you got age on your side. When Josh Allen leaves, the mark my words, the Bills, when he goes, will never win a Super Bowl in our lifetime.
Hey, let me ask you this. Is Josh Allen going to go to free agency like they did with Thurman Thomas when he's got some years left in him and they're going to try to get picks to rebuild the franchise? Like then I'll segue to...
Isn't he signed to a long-term deal?
6 years, I think, last year. So he's got 5 more years.
Yeah, but like he's still going to have some life after
absolutely.
that. So is he going to? Are they going to keep him or not? Right. If he
Depends
if
how he does.
Well, it depends on the offensive line and longevity of play. I understand. Let's just say he goes pretty smoothly uninjured for the next several years. Like, would he go to free agency or are they going to keep him for life? No. Segue to players or could make a difference, and then we'll stick to our pyramid here. Devontae Adams, yes or no? Bring him in.
Yes.
Yes.
My favorite.
Daryl, what do you think?
No.
Okay, tell me why.
Well, we can't afford to do it, for one.
Well, I heard that they'd have to give away at least Davis and 1 or 2 picks.
Oh, then yes. Get rid of Davis and bring in Devontae Adams.
Later.
You can make it work in this cap. If you want him bad enough, you can make it work.
Devontae Adams is still amazing.
My only question about bringing in a guy like that is he single-handedly going to change this franchise? Yeah. Because it seems like Josh is having a problem getting guys the ball.
Yeah, we don't have a big, tall guy, except we don't.
Right.
Yeah, but
we don't have anybody who can reach up and grab the ball out of the end zone and come
Okay,
down.
so
Come down
Davis
with it.
Davis jumped out of his cleats to try to get that one ball in the end zone.
But he didn't.
That was super.
It wasn't on him.
Josh overthrew a lot of balls yesterday.
Absolutely, I will give you that.
Yeah. So would Devontae Adams, though, fix all Josh Allen's problems? I don't know, because a lot of balls are hitting guys.
Still going to throw him over the head.
I'd like to give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
It's 100% of the shots you don't
Something-
take.
Wow. What's that from? What's that from?
Poster Mr. Dirty had in his classroom.
I will say the Bills are not going to do it because
Of course not. That's not the franchise they've ever been. They've never done
matter.
anything.
Anyone who
The
read
Raiders
that.
won't give him up either.
they wouldn't. If they were going to do anything, they would have signed DeAndre Hopkins in the offseason.
Wow.
Yes.
He isn't doing anything in Tennessee.
That's
Understood.
because he's
I
in
agree.
Tennessee.
You don't make a
Tannehill.
big leap like that, like the Rams did a couple years back with Von Miller.
And Odell.
And when you lose to a 1-5 team, like you've got to have some sort of faith that, okay, if we get this guy, he's going to put us over the top. The Bills, and I wrote that down, when they were on the cusp of winning, even if they were to come out with a win, where's the confidence? I don't see confidence at all with this franchise right now, at all.
I agree.
agree.
Yes, I agree.
Let me beat Devontae Adams to a dead horse here. I just think that if you were to bring him in, you're still throwing the ball at guys who are dropping them. Like, it seems like a lot of guys aren't holding on to the ball. Knox last week. Knox dropped a crucial 4th and 2 yesterday.
Agreed.
That was the difference right there.
I
You
have
know,
information.
God, oh my God, what if Diggs actually held on to that Hail Mary ball? Like, what could have happened there? 5 seconds left. He catches the ball. Then we can talk about the timeouts and misuse of timeouts near the end of the game. But
Called a Hail Mary.
no, he had it in his hands and he dropped it. It's almost like, don't people say, like, you're in the NFL, if it hits your hands, it should be a catch, right?
You say it to me all the time.
Generally, I will say this: Josh Allen threw that ball. Was it Dawson Knox, the one that he didn't catch? The ball was placed perfectly that he was either going to get that first down. Remember that play?
I think it was 4th and 2 to Dawson Knox.
That
And he,
was,
yeah.
right, but that ball was put where only it
Right.
had to be.
Yes.
So as much as I hate Allen sometimes, and I think that he's like overthrowing and he's not. Sometimes he puts that ball in places where I can't imagine anybody else doing it.
He's a wizard a lot of the times. And then he's just got these games. It's like, oh my God, what is going on
He's
here?
in a
He's a
funk.
wizard and a gizzard.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that leads to there's too many problems with the coaching, every single level that you can think of. Like the special teams were bad, the defense was bad, offense was bad, coaching was bad, everything was bad about yesterday in the last few weeks, really. So, like Devontae Adams wouldn't fix everything, but he sure would help.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, is he,
I obviously want the Bills to do everything they possibly can to sign a guy like that. I don't think they're ever going to be a franchise that's going to make a big splash play like that, a move like that, but I would definitely welcome it. Absolutely would welcome
no,
it.
Mike Evans.
I haven't
We'll
heard.
find
I
out.
haven't heard his name yet.
Yeah,
We'll find out about him
When
on
did you hear
Thursday.
Devontae?
He'll be a free.
It's all over ESPN right now. They're all talking about how Devontae wants out. They're wasting his Hall of Fame caliber talent in a place that he's not going to do anything because of their quarterback misplay or whatever that's going on out there. And they are talking up that he wants out.
I'm going to go with Derwin. I would absolutely love to see it though. To have two
Oh, yeah.
stud receivers with
Yeah.
a stud quarterback.
Yep.
I mean,
It depends on what you got to give up to get him. If
Yeah.
it's number 1 or something like that, I don't know.
Davis and a number one.
I know.
What do they have for? Do you know what they, Dennis? Do you know what they have for draft collateral this year? Do they have a normal looking draft, or are they missing a few?
No, I think they have like 10 picks. They have quite a bit. Because last year they didn't have a whole lot, so this year coming up, I want to say 10. It might not be 10, but it's pretty high.
Wow.
I have info on Dawson Knox. He is getting surgery on his wrist.
Yeah.
I don't know what for.
Because Josh Allen threw the ball too hard to him on 4th and 2, and that's why he dropped it because he's got a carpal tunnel problem.
No,
now.
he is going to get surgery.
Yeah, he's
So
got
how long is he
surgery.
going to be out for?
They don't know.
They don't know yet.
Oh,
He
yeah,
said
yeah,
it's
dropping like flies.
untimed.
We have our fact checker
Kincaid.
hopefully looking up. Kincaid played awesome.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a little bit here. Let's try to keep our thoughts organized today.
Bills first round, second round, 2 third-round picks, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th. They have so
It's not 10.
Give him 10 picks for him.
it's close.
They'll have 10 picks by next April.
Who would they give up?
All right. Sean?
Yeah.
What is that, like 7?
They got 1, 2, 3. They have 7 picks.
You can afford.
It rounds up
Close
to
enough
10.
to 10.
Yeah,
I'd give you
close
that.
enough.
You can afford to give away 2 to 3 picks and maybe Davis for a guy like that. Now Devontae Adams doesn't have
a year or two left.
Health issues, right? Like, is he a guy that doesn't get hurt?
Once for I think it was, I don't know, something with his like toe.
You stay pretty healthy when you get 2 catches and 13 yards.
Yeah, it's not.
It's pretty healthy. Pretty healthy.
Started off the season like a stud.
Yeah.
Now
okay.
Here's a question. We were talking about Devontae Adams being like a Hall of Famer and stuff like that. Are we going to waste? Are the Raiders wasting him? But are we wasting Josh Allen? As much as he does things that drive us crazy and stuff like that, are we wasting his talent by like having a bad offensive line consistently? I mean, like the last 5 years, I don't think we've had one good offensive line. Maybe one, I'll give you, but definitely not this year.
Yeah, I agree.
I know, wasn't all the hoopla saying that we were going to have a great offensive line after the draft and after everything? It was all going to be fixed. But injuries definitely have a problem with that.
Oh, yeah, I think you look at the weapons, and I do believe they have stocked him as best as they can. You know, you trade for Diggs very quick, very early in his career, and he's a game changer for him. They had the stat on yesterday's game. Outside of the, I believe it's Jefferson from Minnesota, they have the most completions in the league.
Did they say that? Was that in the second quarter? Because if it was, I couldn't pay attention too much to the second quarter because I kept on getting texts from a guy about a pizza.
Who, you did?
The whole quarter.
Oh, yeah. Do I remember that? Let me think. Oh, yes.
Yes, you do.
About the pizza again.
Right. I mean, they drafted a tight end in the first round.
Trying to do all this organizing myself.
They got, they haven't. They've tried. They try to surround him with talent as best as they can. So I think they're not wasting his talent. They've been in the playoffs. They've won 2 division titles. They have done the best they can. But at no point in time over his career here as a Buffalo Bill have I ever said, "Oh, there was their chance to win a Super Bowl." Not one time.
I do.
Against
Kansas City?
Yeah, I would disagree.
I thought that was the year.
You think they could have beaten the Eagles?
Absolutely.
Yes. No, they would have beaten
the Rams.
LA. Yeah.
Oh, you're crazy.
They beat him the next year.
Delusional.
They beat him the next year.
Delusional.
No way.
They
We were
smashed
delusional.
them.
Mine at this
Delusional.
table.
Are you kidding me? That was a team that traded their 6 first-round draft picks, something crazy like that. The Super Bowl was in their home stadium. It would have been so Buffalo to play the LA Rams in a Super Bowl in their own stadium
And beat them.
and then all they do is stock up and load up for that one run, and they win. I mean, I don't think we had a shot.
We would have beat them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Go back. I would go back.
I would love to think we would win.
Yes, I
don't
thought
think
that
we
was
had
our
a
year.
shot.
Because
It's
the
only
next year,
because
look at the
we
next
have
year.
a-
We
At
had
least
a guy,
we-
we
at
had a guy
least-
almost die on the field.
At least we would have got.
We have a
Could have got
snowstorm.
there. Yeah.
We had so many things that were against us last year.
Still did pretty decent.
And I think we were hitting a hiccup. I think the big thing to see right now is how they try to fix it.
Well, I'm going to tell you the biggest problem I see on offense. You want to go to Josh Allen and all that. Yes, they've got him magneted to the backfield, and he's not going to run. I don't know why. They just won't allow it. What don't we have, or what aren't we doing that we used to do and march down the field? There's no Cole Beasley. You don't need to be a Cole Beasley. You can get anybody to do it. He just will not throw across the middle. Dalton Kincaid, he started doing a little bit, but a lot of those were on the outside too.
I haven't seen anybody run those crossing routes.
No, and they don't throw it. That's Ken Dorsey all day. That's my opinion. I was trying to stick up for Ken Dorsey, but I think like he said, I'm done. Ken Dorsey's got to go. His play calling is just awful.
Got to go.
Yep. No, it's not good. And I'm going to tell you, that's our problem right now. One, they won't let him run when the plays break down. And I think our offensive line is actually not as bad as I really don't think it's as bad as you guys are saying.
He seems like he's under duress almost every play that's a pass.
He's always under duress.
We were the guys in the white yesterday.
He's got to wait for the guys to get open. Our guys are not great.
Oh, okay.
By the way, our guys are not great when it comes to breaking off of routes and stuff like that.
They had a couple yesterday.
Do you think that watching these games,
Cookie did it.
Cookie, I love Cookie.
do you think that Dorsey, he's the one calling the plays unless Josh is calling audible out of it. Do you think that the Bills are calling plays that take too long to develop as opposed to watching Mac Jones 1-2, it's gone? Like it's all quick hitting stuff. Like the teams that are beating us are throwing the quick routes.
But Mac Jones can't throw the deep balls. So
No.
yes, you're absolutely right. So
Neither could Brady.
I know, but they're doing what I just said. They're not throwing the small, quick hitters right across the middle. You can get your running back out there, and don't put your running back all the way out to the sidelines like they keep doing. That to me makes no sense. It just gives too many guys the defenders too much time to get on them, and it's a gain of like 4. Where if you went and you did it across the middle, you're going to gain 10.
I mean, look at some of the play. So we leading up to last week's game, we talked about how we wish James Cook would be more involved in the game, and they got him the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah.
They moved him around. They got him going. Talked about like a quick receiver screen. They threw one to Hardy. He did a little shake and bake, got a first down, and then they were running the ball a little bit, and then they like abandoned it, and then Josh is throwing over by everybody. You're 3 and outs, and your defense is getting tired because they're out there all game long. I still am upset that the Bills coaching staff always seems to struggle to make adjustments. Or they make an adjustment, and it's way too late in the game, and they can't recover.
Well, look at the last 2 games. We've got, less than 2 minutes? I forgot what it was. No, it was less than that. It was within 5 minutes to go, and we marched down that field like we are world beaters to score that touchdown and get us in, right? The announcers actually made a statement with this time left. Like, hey, Josh Allen's calling his own plays because there's not enough time to run out plays and get it. And they just moved right down the field. Did the same thing against the Giants. They were kind of doing the same thing against Jacksonville 3 weeks ago, where when it became, put up or shut up time, they actually started moving the ball and playing effective offense.
Ken Dorsey.
I don't know what to tell you, but it seems when their back is against the wall, when they're being shoved full force by their opponent and their back against the wall is when they rise to the occasion. Why can't we do that as soon as the ball is kicked off in the first quarter?
I'll tell you why. It's because the expectation that the Bills have, whenever it's high, they produce. Whenever the bar is lower, they go even lower than the bar.
So you're saying they play down to the other team's level?
That's what they've done the past games.
I still don't understand what's happened since London. I don't get it. Okay, so they lose the Jets, emotional game. Then they crush the Raiders. They crush Washington. They crush Miami. They get to London, and now they've been stammering for 3 games in a row.
Yeah, Rex Ryan this morning said that he doesn't think the Bills ever came back from London. And I kind of wonder if he's right.
They don't look like the same team. What happened over there?
Well, here's the deal. I'm gonna go back to what you played last week with Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce just said, "Shut up and play the game." Shut up and play the game. You are a professional football player. You have 18 weeks of work where you're getting highly compensated. Shut up and play the game. That guy won 2 championships because he has the right mentality. He has the right identity they have a championship pedigree there for a reason.
Who, Taylor Kelsey?
No, Travis.
And if I'm not mistaken, last game on Sunday, he had 12 receptions for like 130 yards and a touchdown on National Tight Ends Day. He shut up and played the game.
I mean, he told us right away. He was like, listen, London aside, 5-hour time difference, you got to go play a game. You got a whole week to prepare for one 60-minute game. Doesn't matter where it is. You're a professional athlete.
Who on our team reminds you of Travis Kelce?
Nobody.
That mindset. Anybody? Is anybody on our team that's got that killer instinct?
Maybe Diggs.
I'm starting to wonder about him.
Milano, maybe. I could see Milano having that intensity.
Milano does for sure.
Is he the only one?
Poyer.
Bernard.
I think Klein has that as well, and AJ Klein's a good man. I think that I don't know why we're not playing that guy right
Leonard
now.
Floyd.
He's slow as hell.
I know, but he just seems to fill in. I understand that.
Is he even on the roster anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He was inactive yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh. I asked these guys last week. I'll pose it to Derwin and Daryl. What situation happens down the road where they fire both coaches or neither coach, or they keep just McDermott, obviously, because he's going to be the one making the cuts? Like, what happens? Do they have to miss the playoffs and everybody's gone? Like, what situation has to happen where McDermott's really on the hot seat?
They're not going to fire McDermott.
No.
An assistant will go before that.
Okay.
For sure, right?
Let me ask you this. At this point in the season, has McDermott bit off more than he can chew calling the defense and being the head coach, or is there not as much involved being the head coach, so it's just you're a D coordinator that's glorified
Bad
head
D
coach.
coordinator.
I think this was the first game against the Patriots where the defense really didn't show up. I think the defense was more than held their own every single game of the season.
I would agree with you on that.
Up until the Patriots.
Even our losses. I mean, let's face it. I mean, you say what you want. We've held our opponents to less points. Yes, when we're watching these games, we're like, this defense sucks. This is brutal. But when, at the end of the day, when you look at the score, we really weren't giving up a whole lot of points.
No, you got to score.
No, going into some of those games, we were still averaging 34 points per game, and our defense was holding less, so we should be winning.
Tre'Davious White,
Slow.
and Milano.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying there's two players right there. Milano is in on every play, and without him, the backups just cannot do it. And I would make me wonder whether or not it would be that much different. And right now, it's our offense. I don't think it's our defense as much. I really think it's our offense. We cannot score points.
I think if we had Milano yesterday, we probably would have had one less touchdown against us. I would think.
What was the final score yesterday?
29-25.
29-25. Right. Okay. So I would say that there's no way I would take 14 points off that board if we had if Milano. I would. Everyone sits here. They're probably going to go, "Oh my God, this guy's crazy." I'm telling you, I think it's all it takes is a couple of different plays to stop these guys.
Playmaker.
He is.
I know, and I'll give you credit. You're absolutely right. I do believe Bills with White and Milano are a much more effective team. But every team has injuries. Every team goes through it.
I get it. I'm just saying that, but even without Milano, I still think our defense isn't that bad. Right now, we cannot score. When you're going into halftime at 0 or 3 points every single game, the last 3 games anyways, you're never going to win these games if you have to sit here and come back.
You needed one stop. You needed to stop them on one drive to secure a win.
Right. And
First play from the scrimmage, you let them go 34 yards.
Right.
They need to control the game. Like they won the toss yesterday, but they deferred, which is usually a good thing to do, I think. But I think that they have to control what's happening in front of them, and so take it over a little bit, and don't play off everybody else. Like show them what you're going to do first.
That team, the New England Patriots, looked like they were a team that wanted to be beaten. They looked like a team that had zero confidence. That had we walked down there and scored 7 points, it would have been over, to be honest with you. We kept building them up and giving them more and more confidence as the game went on. Everything I kept thinking of was, we lost to a 1-5 team. We really lost. Mac Jones is Drew Bledsoe Jr. That's what he really is. He can't run.
I wouldn't give him.
He can't throw the deep ball.
Too much credit.
Yeah, right, I know, but that's
Brady couldn't either. Brady did the same thing.
No.
He could throw it out. He could throw it out once in a while. He could keep you honest.
Mac Jones not going to be in the league.
And we lost to him.
I understand.
And we lost to him. What does that tell you?
Leaf.
I know.
I get it.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it just.
I get it. But I think it's our offense. That's my personal opinion.
Oh, I agree.
Going back to your original question.
Yeah, what was that?
It was that what happens? What has to happen?
What was your favorite pepperoni?
Cup and jar.
Yes.
I think we probably, if we lose next week, I think there's definitely going to be some kind of change. Something's going to be shaken up.
I agree because we should have.
And if it's close and it's a dismal start, I think something's going to happen.
Counting New England, we were supposed to win the next 3 games, including New England. Those were supposed to be our 3 gimmies to get us where we need to be, and then we're going to start playing.
Who are the gimmies? The Giants, the Patriots, and the Buccaneers.
No, Patriots, Bucks, and who's our third team?
Broncos.
Broncos.
We play the next 3 games we have are all on prime time.
Yep.
So it's Buccaneers, and then I think the Bengals, and then the Broncos. I think.
No, I thought we had no. We had another. We had
Jaguars. Then we had the Giants.
Yep.
Which I think we all picked the Bills over the Jaguars. We had the Giants. We barely squeaked out a win. We all picked the Bills. We all picked the Bills against New England, I believe.
Yep.
And we lost. And we've got the Buccaneers.
7.5-point favorites.
Then Vegas has got to stop. Then we have the Bengals, and then we go and we play the Broncos. The Bengals is away. The next Buccaneers and Broncos is at home.
What's the record currently at Cincinnati?
3-3.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Cincinnati can be beat too. It's just, we're not in the position
we
right
can
now.
be
I'm
beat.
going to ask you right now.
Season.
Do you have the confidence that team can go into Cincinnati and beat them?
No.
To go into Cincinnati right now?
Right
no.
now.
3 weeks ago, yes.
Oh God, yeah, but we have 2 different teams in our hands.
3 weeks ago, they could have beat the Chiefs.
I think the Bills need a game where they can score at least 21 points. If they can't score 21 points a game, I have no faith.
Does this team, though, need to play a playoff caliber team to show that they're the right colors? Or are they, like Kellen said, are they going to continue to play down to their opponent and then either squeak out a win or lose, deflate the entire fan base?
We do have quite a few trap games, and those are games that you should showcase how good you are.
And that's one of the things I wanted to bring up, going back to the Patriot way. How many games did the Patriots lose to a team they should have beaten? I don't know a whole lot. I think we were 18-2.
I mean, Bill Belichick did just earn his 300th career victory yesterday.
2000 to, I think, 2010, we were 18-2. I'm sorry, they were 18-2 against Buffalo. Mm-hmm. They took care of business when they I remember thinking of this last night. We're in no position to not respect our opponent.
Yes.
We haven't won anything. We haven't done anything. We're flashy. We're the sexy pick right now, whether it's Super Bowls or AFC East. We have done nothing as a franchise in the history of the Buffalo Bills to sit there and look at an opponent and say, hey, we're going to walk over them. No problem at all. And the Patriots never did that.
I'm curious why Vegas is still picking us.
I have no idea. I can't believe Vegas hasn't bolted. It's terrible money. They're basically giving away money. That's not what Vegas does.
I'm interested.
7.5.
I'm interested to see if the line will change as the league goes on with people betting on Tampa, though.
Derwin and I thought that yesterday, but we lost that bet.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
What did I say, though? I said I honestly think that taking New England in the points.
Oh,
I really did.
I was thinking about the Bijan.
That'd be a smart move. Taking the points is
I swear
move.
I did. I was like, but
I think we're still
so hard though to go. It was too hard.
I think we're still wrapped our heads around Miami. I think they played such a great game. That was we built that up.
It was a pinnacle.
Oh my God! And then all of a sudden, they've lost that magic.
Yeah, I don't
Bar
know.
was high.
I mean, the closest spread
Nobody's dating a rock star.
was against Miami,
right.
And they blow them out. Then you're were you 8-point favorite on Jaguars? You lose to them. Then what was the Giants, like 14 points, 15 points?
Yeah, like the most ever, yeah.
Yeah, and you squeaked out a victory there. And then you were a favorite of how many points against New England? How much was it?
7.5.
Yeah.
7.5, yeah.
That's what I said. I go, they're giving you a touchdown.
Now, the only saving grace if you're the Buffalo fan base is that your only other competition has not beaten anybody else of prestige. The Miami Dolphins couldn't beat Philadelphia. They've beaten these bottom-feeding teams.
Yes.
But that's going to put them ahead of us when it comes down to the end of the race here because they're beating the teams that they should, and we're losing to the teams we should beat.
Right.
Correct. But they're not running away with the division is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
No, we are not out.
No,
We're
not
not
at all.
out.
Not at all.
Unfortunately, we're 1-2 in the division already.
I know,
Yeah.
but at least we've proven we can beat a high-caliber team in Miami, comfortably beat them. Whereas Miami hasn't really. They've proven they can beat bottom feeders. That's all they've proven so far.
They've proven they can run the ball, and run the ball.
And now that rookie,
A-Chain?
Mr. Devon Forchan, I think he might be out for the season.
I won't say that. I got him.
I hope so because
What?
I'm the other
I
guy.
have him in fantasy.
Your fantasy team just.
Did it say 3, 4?
I didn't have to add that
it was
sound effect.
13.
So, what has happened? So, what do you guys think has happened? It seems like Dorsey has called similar plays. Are the Bills that predictable? Are all these teams pulling a Harbaugh from Michigan and grabbing all our sign steal? Oh my God,
Sign stealing.
Yeah,
Allegedly, right?
allegedly.
Yeah.
People don't do that. People don't cheat.
OJ allegedly murdered his wife. too.
Absolutely.
Do you know what a kid said today? He goes, I don't know why we were talking about this. And he goes, yeah, well, my glove. He goes, well, not all gloves fit. And I look at him and I go, no, they don't. That's a big statement right there, kid.
Okay, so we are all on the same boat with Dorsey either has to go or really has to ship up because he's going to ship out soon.
Daryl and I were calling the plays. We knew exactly what they were going to do. We sat there and watched the game. We go, okay, they went on first down. They went for a screen or some, tight end. We're going to run the ball. Mm-hmm. Ran the ball, get 6 yards, throw the ball, nothing.
Punt.
And now, yeah. I mean, we were just calling it.
Yeah.
Even if I can call it, I'm sure. Okay, I've been watching football forever.
And Bill Belichick is probably one of the best defensive minds in the game ever. He
beat us.
Yeah.
And that goes to the point at what you were saying is that he's the best.
Yeah.
Listen, the whole day started out bad. Who was that number 7 on our team?
Taron Johnson.
Remember when they caught the ball and he
Ran the other way?
No, I didn't see that.
It was right on the side. Yeah, they threw a screen out to him, and he ran. And instead of running towards him, he ran the other way. The guy ran away from him on the inside.
It looked like
the guy
he had
went
a
for
bad
10
angle.
yards, and we're like, "What did he just do?"
He was coming and he caught the pass. This guy was here and he turned around and ran this way to try.
And the guy went like this
to try a better angle. I was like,
terrible.
"Oh my god!"
I definitely didn't see that.
That was awful. It was in the
It's what
beginning.
we talked about.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see it. I left after the first play. Josh Allen.
It was first quarter
interception.
because like I said, the second quarter I couldn't because some pain in the ass was texting me about pizza the whole quarter.
I think I got some text too.
Did you?
Yeah, don't get
Players?
the pizza. Daryl's
Players?
got it. I was like, okay, put my phone down.
I was
All the
yelled-
Daryl's went.
I was getting yelled at to use less words in my pizza descriptions.
All right, this host is done.
Hold on a
I'll see you
minute.
guys later.
What is
Sean?
happening
Take
here?
Sean, take over.
Do I feel a coup? Is there a coup? My first time here with Daryl, we caused a coup.
I do want to throw Kyle some credit. I did actually write this down. I do want to thank him for allowing us to vent so publicly because a lot of Buffalo Bills fans who literally have to digest that one with 1 or 2 or 3 people. We at least get to voice our opinion to the masses, to the thousands of Zobbill podcasters.
You know what? I totally agree.
And I have to thank you for that because I sat there literally stewing. I couldn't. I mean, it wasn't up there with the 13 seconds, but it was up there. Losing to the Patriots. Losing like the way we did. I mean, it was one of those things where it was like, oh my God, there's too much time on the clock. The Patriots have a chance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, we can stop them one time. We've been able to stop them, once every 3 plays.
Could do it. Our tackling. You want to know the truth too? If we really want to talk about defense, our tackling is just awful. It's non-existent.
Our tackling's been terrible for 2
Ran
seasons.
the wrong way, Daryl. He ran the wrong way.
The wrong way.
How does he know where I'm going?
Yeah, the tackling,
Anybody know that one?
the missed tackling is just awful. All right, so we've kind of did we hit on? All right, so we coaching has been discussed plenty.
How about Tyler Bass? What's up?
He sucks,
What's going on with this?
Mr. 50-50. You know what? He should put more eye black on, and maybe he'll hit all his kicks.
Yeah.
It's leaning a little
Did
bit
you
one
see
way.
that kick yesterday? It was like there was a magnet in the ball, and it just got pulled right to the right.
It was a win.
My wife said it was the wind, and would you show it again? And the little
flags
flag
were
up top
straight
was
down.
straight down.
Oh man.
Because it must have been the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
What if Dorsey? I mean, does Dorsey need to simplify?
Yes.
He needs to allow Josh Allen to do what Josh
Take
Allen
off
does.
the leash.
Listen. Yesterday there was 7, 8, maybe 9 different times where where the pocket collapsed. And I'm going to say, not right away. There was time where the receivers weren't open. He escaped. Remember, he kept on running. They just missed him on his shoe tails. And instead of running the ball where he could have ran for a first down, he waits, he runs to the sideline, and then he throws it away.
Wait, and then the one time he should have thrown it, he ran it.
Correct.
Right. I think the Bills are a fragile team. I think you need to interception off the first play. I think Josh needs to be built up a little bit. Run the ball, short pass. Let him build his confidence back up again. Let him get his swagger. I mean, listen, he's human. Everyone who plays professional football, they're professional, but at their heart, they're human. That's why we tune in and watch because they're gonna make mistakes. We love the mistakes if they're on our team. But the bottom line is that they're a mentally fragile team. They need to simplify their game when they hit a rough patch, and 5-yard pass, 8-9-yard pass, first down. Let him rebuild his confidence. So that's one of the biggest things about their coaching staff that I've disagreed with forever is they don't take the time to sit there and build this guy up to where he's at capacity. Yeah.
Right. Everybody just says superstar, and that's it. No, he's got to play like that.
And
He still needs coaching. He still needs those practice.
And when it's Josh football, it's usually losing football, or it's amazing football. But who wins championships that way?
Hey,
Hit or miss.
the Bills played from behind most of the game again.
Yep. And we said that a couple weeks ago. What was the Bills' struggle? I'm not
last
quite
three
sure.
last 3 games, we're either 0 at halftime or we're 3 points at
Right.
halftime. You're never going to win a game by doing that.
Hold on,
Yes.
he's got something.
I
Derwin,
do.
what do you got?
I just thought of this. Do you remember when we there was an interception? We intercepted the ball, and then well, something happened. I missed it. They called it illegal man downfield.
What's going on with the
And then
illegal man
they
downfield?
said it was on us.
Yeah,
How
all of a
could
sudden-
that happen?
At the end of the game, you mean?
It was no. It was,
No.
No.
That was the run play. That was a
It
34-yard
was-
run play you're talking about.
Right, Mac Jones ran the ball instead of throwing it. They had no. They were supposed to run the ball. They had illegal men downfield.
The announcers were looking to see if it was because they thought, oh my God, this play is going to be coming back against New
Yes.
England because they've got to have a guy downfield. So then they go to the replay, and the next thing you know, they called like holding on Buffalo.
Yes.
Defensive holding.
Yes, what happened there?
Somebody was grabbing somebody's jersey again.
But they
Yeah,
had
but
illegal men
in the
downfield.
field.
It was very close.
No, they called illegal men downfield.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go. Can they go back and look for a penalty?
They
for a
could,
penalty?
They could, I was
no.
gonna say they could pick up the flag if they throw the flag. It was
They-
originally this.
Yeah,
They-
but
that's what
changed
they
their mind.
did.
They
But,
picked up the
but that's a
flag.
pretty big play to pick up a flag.
A lot of big plays yesterday.
it was a
with
run, it was a
flags.
running play.
Yeah.
It was designated a running play. He threw the ball.
But
so
I-
once you do that, and those guys were downfield, I thought they were downfield.
One thing you brought up, though, in Skip and I, in a previous Bills podcast episode, we debated the merits of the penalties, whether they had an effect or not. The Bills' penalties had a deep effect on the outcome of this game.
Huge.
Like there was no. I mean,
It was almost like it's almost like a plan. It was
Yeah.
like, come on, all right, you can't. We get a first down. I was going to call it back, and now it's 3rd and 17.
right,
I'm like, we just made it,
right.
and some of these things are just taps. They're not even grabs. I mean, you've seen so many times it's been a flagrant.
I mean, Josh did get away with a couple acting plays
Yeah,
yesterday.
but the one he didn't need to act. The guy came right up and he just about
He got
kissed him.
You got creamed in the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You hit him right.
I
in the
agree
head.
with you. He's an actor, but
The first one where they thought
They made him
they
pay
called it
for it,
because of the
doesn't
helmet, where he didn't
does it-
touch
he does
him,
it
but then
every
the other
time.
one where he got body slammed. Colin, what did you have?
what do you got?
Checking my clock. It seems I have to go, thankfully for the host. So, I will leave.
Oh, okay.
That was quite the exit.
That's too
That's
bad.
an abrupt departure.
That was quite the
Yeah.
exit.
Where do you
This
have-
is
where do you have to go?
He's like Vontae Davis. He's retiring at halftime.
Or Antonio Brown.
We're only at halftime.
By the way, you have a time limit.
What's our time limit?
Who has a time limit
You got like 15 minutes left.
for what?
That's it. Podcast, man.
No, I don't.
This.
You have a mother. All right. Well, thanks, Colin.
Thanks, Bob.
AKA
Thank you.
Pizza Professor Pizza.
He's he's a professor. He doesn't even have to be a professor in pizza.
He does, man.
He-
Let's put that guy on Gilligan's Island. He'd be the professor.
I guess I'd be the skipper, huh?
It's all right, Gilligan. Don't worry about it.
Do you think the interception first play of the game really
Hurt.
set the tone for the day?
Yeah, well, it hurt. It definitely didn't help.
Do you think that play really got in Josh's head from the start and he never got himself out?
I think he got himself out. I think towards the end he started. Second half he played way better.
I will say this about the leash, so to say, on Josh. I feel like he plays way better when he's scrambling for his life at times, and that's the X factor that we all love because you don't know what he's going to do. He can rip off a run for 30 yards. He's just at the line of scrimmage and he throws a rocket down the field. I think he gets himself fired up when he's hitting somebody or getting hit. I think he needs it. I think he loves it. I think it helps his game.
I think Bill Belichick and I think all the other coaches know there's a leash on Josh. They don't have to have a guy sitting there
Spying him.
spying on him. Then instead of doing that and keeping that guy right on Josh Allen, he's out doing other things. And then that's the X factor. What you were just saying before, if he has that running ability, that's going to open up the middle. That's going to open up everything else because that one guy's got to stay on Josh. He goes anywhere near that line, he's going to go up towards him, and then boom.
Yeah, but you could do that with the running backs. I
can't
think
do
they've
that.
taken a step with the running backs this year. Cook has, I think, taken a step from previous years.
Cook is good. I like Cook.
They don't commit to the run like they should. I mean, we've talked about it before. If you commit to the run, you open up your receiving core.
But well, let's go to the Zach Moss for a minute.
Right.
You have Zach Moss, a guy that we got rid of because we were like, this guy's not.
Isn't he
gonna
playing
do it.
well wherever he went?
He went to Indianapolis and was a stud. And now Jonathan Taylor's back, so they're going to give him all the touches. But he got the touches.
He's a big back.
He did what he had to do. And when he was in Buffalo, he did not.
Yeah.
He didn't play.
Well, I think the Josh thing goes back to, we talked a lot about coaching tonight, and that goes back to when you're a coach, you have to know your players' strengths, and you coach them to that. Not necessarily like your system or whatever. Like a good coach is going to coach you on what you're good at and make you better. And like we were talking about how, you know, Josh is a superstar quarterback, but he still needs coaching. So I think you have to coach him up and, you know, take off the training wheels, you know, let him run. We're all going to kind of hold our breath when that happens, because if he goes down, we're done. But we need it. Like you were saying, that's going to open up the middle, which I completely agree. And it's different than a running back, I feel like, because it's a different thing that you have to account for as a defense.
But they did call him. They did call his number right there, I believe, in the fourth quarter.
They did try to pull him
Quarterback
on a
draw.
Yeah, or a Allen counter run or something.
Right.
Too late.
But Dennis is right. But when we're successful, it's when Allen is out doing what Allen has to do. And Allen's not going to run just to run. A lot of times there obviously is the called quarterback run. But for the most part, his runs were because the wide receivers couldn't get open, and and he had a run, and they were coming in on him.
And there was space.
And there was space yesterday.
Yes.
And there's been space in all the other games that he's not been running. And listen, I agree with everybody. I agree. Listen, if he goes down, we are done.
Right.
But our team is based on him running. Listen, Mahomes, all those guys, they still do what they have to do. Mahomes, it's funny when you watch Mahomes, it's almost like he's a little more aggressive than Josh is right now, but he's not that much more.
Right. I'm gonna take one thing. I'll bring it back to what we talked about at the beginning. What have the Buffalo Bills won with Josh Allen being Josh Allen?
What have we won?
What have we won? What have we achieved with Josh Allen playing Josh Allen's game?
I think you're going to see this year. I think we're going to go. I think we went further than we're going. The way it's going right now, though.
Oh well,
You have to agree with that, correct?
I absolutely have to agree with that.
Well, if he's being the way that he is, at least you're in the playoffs.
Right.
At least you're playing.
You
The
gotta
way
make
we're
the
going now,
playoffs.
you're not going to go.
I know, and that goes back to what we said earlier. This team might get in the playoffs, but it's never ever going to be a championship team with the coaching staff currently on the Buffalo Bills. It's not.
I've been a McDermott naysayer for the last 2 seasons. Like, I love that he changed the culture here and that guys want to come here and everything, but it's something about his game management and the way he's calling a game towards the end when things are really tight, and he's always getting outcoached.
7 years. He's been here 7. It's not like he's year 2 or 3.
It's hard to
Not like
argue.
everybody else.
It's hard to argue. I don't think I was. I don't think I've ever been a huge McDermott. Like, he's a great in-game coach. He's not the greatest.
Yeah.
I don't know how many challenges has he won. Like maybe 2.
Not a lot.
Yeah, it's awful. I agree with you on that.
And I'm not. And another thing about him is I don't like his game management when it comes to when to use timeouts and when not to use timeouts either. I don't want to dwell on 13 seconds at all. But yeah, I don't know. There are some things. There were some easy things he could have done in that game to give you a better shot than what he did.
I didn't understand how even coaching that when all of a sudden we're watching the game and I see the kickoff go in the air. I'm like, wait, that's not supposed to happen. What do you see?
He blamed
Squib.
Bass on that one.
Squib.
no.
We've already
That's
said
what you
he's
do.
bad.
That's what you do.
Listen, I
You
think
do
I
that.
think we all
I've
agree
never
that
seen that.
McDermott's not the greatest coach in the world. There's no
And then
question.
if you're the head coach, shouldn't you be the one making the final calls on like Frazier was still rushing 4 when he should have been dropping back 10, and he didn't get a hand on Mahomes at once that entire game. I don't want to talk about
we can't.
Okay.
talk
Listen,
about
this is like a week 17 talk, not really
Right.
week 7
Right,
talk.
yeah.
I mean, we're still we're still in.
There's a lot of season left, but
Correct.
I don't have any confidence in this team right now until they can put up 27, 28 points consistently.
Even if they
disagree.
won the game, I would question where their confidence would be after.
Especially
getting
against a
out.
1-5 team and the week
1-5
before a
team.
1-4 team.
Run 4 team. Okay, whatever with the Jaguars, but yeah, even if they had eked out that win against the Patriots, couldn't even tell you where their confidence would be.
No,
It wouldn't be good.
they're definitely not jumping up and down, getting on the plane and their bus or whatever they take and coming home.
So why do you think Josh is being held back?
They don't want to get him hurt.
Yeah, they're nervous about getting him hurt,
Yeah, I
but
think-
they're not thinking about winning the game.
They're not thinking about
Let
Josh,
him play.
Does
Look at Michael Vick. Look at all these guys who are runners. They
But has
set the
there
team.
been a quarterback as big as Josh Allen?
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton? What did he do?
How many
He ran
times?
the ball.
How many times has Josh Allen gotten hurt over the years? Like he's missed what,
Twice.
2 games, 3 games?
Yeah, he's hurt. You could see it. I think his
You think
shoulder-
he's currently hurt?
Oh, absolutely.
You think that's affecting the throwing?
I don't know. I mean, I think in some sorts, but again, I watched some of those balls were right there, and then there's the interception. So I mean,
Even when you're saying that, even when you look at him when they show him on the bench, he just doesn't look.
He doesn't have the fire.
He doesn't. It looks like it looks
said
like
the
round
magic word
eyes.
there, the fire. So I have in my notes here that I so studiously took.
Thank you.
Was that maybe Dorsey should, instead of staying up and he's above everybody in the press box or whatever, not the press box, but
Yeah, sure.
coach box.
Yeah.
Maybe he should be on the sideline where he has that fire. You know, he last year in Miami he
Smashed his tablet.
Yeah, smashed the tablet. Maybe go down in the sideline for a game or two, and just coach from there. And maybe things are a little different.
Dable did that, didn't he?
No,
I think he.
I think somebody did. Yeah.
I thought
I thought it was
Dable.
last year. It was that guy.
Oh, was it?
Leslie Frazier. No, it was Dable.
No.
Dorsey.
Yes, it was Dorsey.
No,
he had the little glasses.
Well, he should do it again.
Yeah, agreed.
I agree. He needs to break something because he's definitely breaking his concentration.
But it shouldn't be like a light switch where you got to flip it on for a game, and then turn it off. Like he should be like Diggs is hyped up all the time.
Yeah.
I think Allen needs to have that fire and that drive and desire, like Kelsey, right? Shut up and play and get out there. You're paid millions of dollars, and you're over on the sidelines flipping your hair around, and next thing you know, he's going to be in the Swifty clan.
Right, that's the attitude. I mean, that's the attitude the Bills do not have. They don't have that Patriot way. They don't have that Kelsey championship attitude. They have attitude. They do have gumption. They're willing to go out there. They have swagger. They do. When the Bills are at their best, they have swagger, but that swagger is not going to bring
It's gone. They don't have any swagger
they've
anymore.
Had it. I mean, they've shown this season, especially against the Dolphins. I would say against the Raiders. I would even,
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the swagger got left at baggage claim in London. I still
had got
don't
caught at
comprehend.
customs.
I still can't comprehend what happened there with the 3 games in a row, and all of a sudden now it's a complete opposite, and now it's like drought era football. You've got a good defense, and now you've got a struggling offense. Like all those years when you had the Rex Ryan defense here with Jim Schwartz, man, that's a guy I wish we
Love
could have.
Schwartz.
I wish
he
we
was the
had
best.
him.
Cleveland looks great on defense.
Dude, they have the best defense in the league. And then they're similar to us, right? Get a decent defense. Their defense is probably better than ours. Their offense is struggling, right? Or are they still scoring more points than us?
They're still scoring more points than us, but they're struggling a little bit too, I think. It's kind of similar. I think I think that they have to make some changes. If you look at the Sabres, for instance, the Sabres on Saturday night won a game, and I think they were 0-3, something like that, right?
Yep.
They finally won a game, and the reason is because of changes, because they changed the lines up. And I know lines in hockey are much different than football, obviously, but look at that and maybe change something. Maybe change some play. Maybe go open up the playbook from 3 years ago and pick 5 plays and use them and see what happens.
You're most productive on paper.
I wonder
There
how
you
that.
go.
I wonder how that works. If they do stuff like that, if they run the same plays every year, if they make a new playbook and they call up the dude from Waterboy,
Yeah.
Henry Winkler's coach
that's
character,
good.
that guy, and get the green book, the
He's
green
still-
notebook.
If any of the Bills coaches ever listen to this, give us a line. We want to know the
Right.
answer to that.
Yeah, if you're listening
Yeah.
out there, let us know what's going on in that building.
We want to know.
I think you have a week to sit there and game plan for your opponent. Unlike almost any other sport of the major 4, you have a full week, with the exception of the Buffalo Bills, who have 4 days before their next opponent.
Right.
But you have a full week to game plan. And it looks like that the Bills over the last 3 weeks are cramming the night before a test.
And you got a short week this week.
Very
We got
short.
a game in 3 days.
I
Three
think
games.
that's the best thing.
You think that's better?
That came out of yesterday, because I think they played so bad the last 3 weeks. You have a quick game, you got to get right somehow. Maybe maybe they change some things, how they practice. They're going to change that all week until Thursday. Maybe that's how they figure it out. And
then you get a mini bye. You do
I
get a mini
concur.
bye. You get 10 days off.
break and fire Dorsey.
Usually you do. If you want to make changes, you want to have a little extra time.
I hear that Washington's got some turmoil going on down there, that if their shit continues the way it is, Rivera's going to be gone, and Bieniemy's also going to be gone. And I'll tell you right now, if Bieniemy gets available, I would sign that guy in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but if we can get in line with everybody else, because I think a lot of people want him.
Yeah, but at a point in your career, you probably want to pick where you go. And I would think with Josh Allen that would be a good landing spot for some coaches.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
disagree with that. No, I agree with you.
I would like to see some more plays like Kansas City used to run last year. I haven't watched too many Kansas City games, so I don't know if their offense looks the same or not. But a lot of misdirections. Like the Chiefs would always confuse people up, and the Bills have a lot of good position players on offense. They have really good players who would be phenomenal one-on-one. They're not utilizing everybody. I think if we had Dorsey calling different plays, and I'm not talking pre-snap movement, I'm talking routes where all these wide receivers are crossing and doing all kinds of stuff and faking looks and confusing defenses.
You know, maybe it's even deeper than all that. Maybe it's Josh Allen trying to get Stephon Diggs the ball so he doesn't scream and yell and cry and complain and all the rest of that stuff.
Thought of that too.
And because he's not throwing the ball around, and he is getting Diggs the ball. Diggs is getting his numbers.
Yesterday he distributed the ball pretty good to everybody.
It was more to Diggs though than it was to anybody else. There's no question. And but he utilized Kincaid,
and he gave Davis a couple looks and Cook and Knox a little and Sherfield and Shakir.
The bulk definitely.
Yeah,
goes
absolutely,
to
and
Diggs.
it's always going to be because he has hands like Dudzik.
Right.
Yeah,
we probably should give our sponsor some love. Before we do that, though, I will say that was probably Kincaid's best game as a Bill.
I agree.
Oh, for sure.
It was great, and it can only improve, man, if they want to keep.
And I think Cook too. He showed another element to his game.
Right.
Yes.
And I really liked seeing him come out of the backfield. It reminded me of Thermal Thomas. Coming out of the backfield, and that guy.
Number 34.
Thurman.
Thurman.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, you don't remember him ever being called Thermal Thomas?
Yeah.
Thomas.
Yeah. Thermos? Oh, I always
threw me off there.
Thermal. I always heard him as thermal.
Underwear? Thermal underwear?
Yeah, I remember thermal.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still have a pair.
Thermos, Thomas.
I still have a pair, and I have his jersey. Maybe I'll go wear those.
So, yeah, speaking about Diggs' hands and how he's got some really good hands, so does Dr. Dudzik,
right?
Who has an office on Harlem and Worley and Harris Hill. Two good locations. Dennis, you know him.
I do. He's great. He makes adjustments much better than the Bills do.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And our other sponsor is Empire Tour and Recovery. They're on 506 Bullis in Elma, New York. And, maybe they should hire Adam over there, the Bills, to get their shit carried off the field.
Oh,
Ugh.
good call.
Ugh. Speaking of that, we like to do a little segment where we talk about the Dudzik chiropractic backbreaker play of the game. And I had two written down. You guys can either agree or disagree. I think the Knox drop on the 4th and 2 was a huge play. Also, the penalty on number 7, Taron Johnson, was a big play because I believe that extended the Patriots' drive. Also, when a backbreaking play on the Patriots was when Mac Jones finally got sacked and then dropped the ball, and then the Bills recovered that. I don't know if you guys thought of...
what was the first play where we scored a touchdown and I called back? We had to settle for 3.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a backbreaker.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the pass interference? Didn't he pick him?
Yep.
Yeah, he picked him.
Oh,
And
is
it
that
was
when
blatant.
Murray?
Murray picked him right out.
And then they explained the rule that if the defender's not paying attention, the offense has got to make the move to not clip him or interfere.
he
it was a
ran
legit
into him.
penalty.
Yeah.
But it took 7 off right there. And again, the Patriots were just looking to get their confidence sucked out of that Gillette Stadium, and we just never did it. We never could knock them down to the point where they no longer believe in themselves. We gave them believability for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Are you guys still impressed? Are you guys impressed with how Latavius Murray's been playing for the oldest running back in the league?
Love Latavius Murray.
Yeah, love him.
Yep.
Big, tall guy, goes through the holes. I love him.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing we like to do is the Empire Towing and Recovery play of the game. And I have Allen to Diggs, 5 minutes, 32 seconds left in the 4th to get him within 5 and 1 score. And then the fumble recovery with 4 minutes and 54 seconds.
It was amazing.
Oh, my God.
We were
that's the one
begging
where
for a turnover.
Poyer punched it out, right?
Yeah.
Yep, the Poyer punch-out.
Yeah,
that was
right
the recovery play of the game. Empire Towing is celebrating their 20-year anniversary this year, too. Congratulations, Adam.
Oh,
Congratulations. That's
Congrats.
fantastic. Yeah, that was what we were begging for. We were begging for scraps. We were begging for a turnover. against a 1-4, 1-4 team, 1-5 team back in first, and they got it. They got it.
Yeah, we were watching the game. I'm going, what's going to happen? We need a turnover.
And what do they do?
A turnover. Bam!
They,
I was
they
like, this is
jammed it right
unbelievable.
down their throats. They took the lead, and you're like, oh my god.
And Milano's usually the guy that's punching balls out.
Right. They
Loves punching balls.
They got what we were looking for.
They're pretty sweaty.
Oh god.
Derwin likes to punch some balls too.
Punch bowls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like punch bowls. No.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question, not kind of off, well, it's not off topic, but Von Miller. He's obviously been out, and they're slowly introducing him back in. They're acclimating him to, to football speed. How many sacks does he need to get this year to be worth the money and to keep him around? He's obviously 0 sacks, and we're going into game 8.
It's great that you could say a number, but when he's out there, it opens up other people. Did you
even know if he played yesterday?
No, I didn't even know.
Okay,
I think it was a combination of some things here. Though.
When he's out there, he draws attention.
He's still not back. Listen, the one guy. Actually,
He's slow.
You want to know the guy that I'm really worried about? Leonard Floyd. No, where's Leonard Floyd been? Did they even mention his name yesterday?
I saw him out there, obviously. I did not notice.
Von Miller's coming back from an injury. So
I totally understand that. But
you can give him that. But Leonard Floyd's nowhere.
He was cleared in Jacksonville, and he was out there for 3 plays yesterday.
Our defense, our defensive line is hurting too. I get it, injuries. Everybody has injuries, but it's really starting to hurt the Bills.
Is Von Miller really not ready, though? I mean, is that what it is?
Seems like.
Well, look at Tre'Davious White. It took him almost
a year.
He still wasn't normal. When
he was getting there. I think that he was getting there. So if we're looking at that, we're looking at Von Miller being back to his pre-Thanksgiving self next fall. It's a different position.
You're going to keep him that long?
I don't know if they really can afford to be honest with you.
Dennis, he was a 6-year deal, but realistically they were going to keep him 3?
3, yeah. 3.
Yeah, so
this is our second. This is our second, right?
Right. Yeah, right. Right.
Daryl's so tall that he was 7 feet away from the mic.
But you're really tight to the cap because you've got this guy who's really.
I get it.
And I get it. I'm two-sided, talking out of both sides of my face because the bottom line is I don't really want him until the playoffs because that's when you really need a
Unfortunately, we need him.
I know, but we
defensive line is not getting any sacks anymore.
I agree.
I did the math.
Pressure.
I looked at it. I don't want to declare it dead in the water now, but we don't win the division. I think Miami has it.
Okay, so let me ask you again.
Thank you, sweetie. For what? Oh.
That's his crib note. That's his crib notes.
That's his pillow talk.
Yeah.
Right.
So give me a number,
honey. I took notes.
Sorry, Sean.
So give me a number. How many sacks does Von Miller have to have this year?
I think he's going to get stronger as the year goes on. I do.
I mean,
I think he's going to end up probably having 5 at the end of the year.
Okay, I'm just looking for numbers.
That's my guess.
I think this is one of those things that's quality over quantity. Like we were talking about the pizza, the pepperoni. Same kind of thing. So I think if he gets like 5,
explain a little bit on that.
So if he gets like 5 sacks and he looks great, like if he looks like healthier, say by December 1st, he looks much healthier than he did, and he gets 5 sacks.
So what's that? Like 5 more games? You think he'll be back to Von Miller speed? 5 games? I'm a little nervous that he's a little held back.
I think they're doing that on purpose. I think a little bit. I think maybe 7 games. Hopefully, is what I would.
I think he's still on account, right?
Yeah.
He
didn't play the second half at all.
Okay, yeah.
No, okay. I don't know if he's going to get 5. I'd be hopefully he gets 3. I don't see it yet. Rousseau didn't make a name for himself yesterday. Epinesa, who was on a tear, I didn't even recognize him in the game yesterday.
Well, because that was the coaching. That was the strategy. How many times? I mean,
what strategy?
The strategy: 3 steps and the ball's gone. It's
so
6-7 yard rinky-dink pass. Yep. You weren't going to get to him.
So Bill Belichick took our power away from us.
They did. I mean, and again, that's coaching. I mean, he knows what he has.
Yep.
Mac Jones can't throw the deep ball. Mac Jones can't run. So the bottom line is, what can Mac Jones do against this front 4 of the Buffalo Bills? Well, 3 steps, 4 steps. I'm gonna throw 10. I'm gonna throw 5, between 5 and 10 yards, and the Bills aren't even getting a sniff of him. And that guy looked totally uncomfortable. Anytime the Bills got close, he froze. He froze up. I mean, the one sack we got, he just holds the ball for dear life and just like, who's going to tackle me? And that was just them.
That's almost game awareness on Mac Jones's part, knowing cannot give up that ball.
Right. I guess if you want to give credit to him, I just thought
ESPN threw him a lot of love. They've been hating on him all season, and they threw him some love today.
They should.
Well, they should. He played a good game. But again, I don't think he's played any different game that he's played throughout the year. I just think that the Buffalo Bills...
Just sad it happened against us.
It always seems to happen
Always
against
does.
us.
Yeah.
I think they're going to revert next week.
I hope so.
Hope so, too.
Yeah, Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday, 8:15.
in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Avoid Orchard Park.
I'm taking off Friday.
I should. I was invited to go perch fishing today, and I really wanted to go, and I declined because I put work first. Shame on me.
Dedicated.
Shame on me.
That's dedicated.
Well, somebody was already off today, and I didn't want to be that guy that's the second guy off, and they had to take care of all my
I
deliveries.
do the same thing. I said I'll take off Wednesday because we're going to a concert tomorrow.
Oh, explain. Who are you guys going to?
The Interrupters and Dropkick Murphys.
Oh, Boston band.
Oh, yeah.
Shipping up to Boston.
Yeah, well, we got to go back to Boston.
That's right. There we go.
Yeah.
Never leaves home
Wait,
without.
is that the Bruins way?
Absolutely. The
It's
Bruins.
the Dropkick Murphy way.
It's drop
He
kick.
never leaves his house without it.
No, I got a whole closet full of Bruins gear. Just
Okay.
Waiting.
Jockstrap.
Yep.
What would Derwin? What would you like to see happen on going for? Like, what simple fixes do you think there could be?
Quicker passes.
I agree.
And if you're going to go long, then there's nobody open, and run the ball and run out of bounds. Run the ball. Josh Allen's got to move his feet.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
So, do the Bills have a stronger running game, or are they better pass blockers? I think they're struggling on the pass lately. I don't understand why they were.
Look at it too. Is that you had mentioned something earlier about the plays taking too long to develop?
Yep.
And that could be the problem too. We're trying to get 25 yards. We're trying to get 35 yards. Why not get 10 yards or 8 yards and see what happens after?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that it's too long developing. I think sometimes you gotta, especially if they're not great as an offensive line, I think you gotta get some quick hitters, like a hot route. I'm assuming that they have that.
Yes, I'm sure.
I think Diggs is his hot route.
I mean, if he's 40 yards down the field, though, that's not hot. I mean,
No.
it's lukewarm.
Yeah.
I'm still nervous every time he's dropping back, and then he gets that arm cocked way back, and he slings it downfield. I'm like, oh no,
It's beautiful though.
it is, but it's so
really is.
scary
You just
because he hasn't hit.
Except for when the other team catches it.
Has he hit? Okay, has he hit yet down like a big ball downfield yet this year? I don't think so. Usually he's
I've seen
underthrowing Diggs, or he overthrows them, and is Diggs really our speedster? Like, shouldn't that be Hardy? Shouldn't that be Hardy?
Yeah, Hardy.
Yeah. I would love to see more of Hardy. Like you brought up his play yesterday. He had a great play.
Shake and bake on the sidelines.
I think it was like he caught the ball for like a yard gain, and he got another 10 yards.
Yeah.
And it was great.
What do
I
they
can't
talk
think of
about
that
all the
often.
time? Yards after catch. Mm-hmm. Stevenson did it all game against us.
Yep.
Yards after catch. He would go over, just go right over the defense, get past the defensive tackle, throw it right there, and he'd get 26 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, he just killed us.
Yeah.
Killed us.
How's Tampa's offense compared to the Patriots?
They're probably, point wise similar, I guess.
Baker's playing okay. They still have
Yeah.
Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Does
Baker's
Tampa
playing
have a
well.
running game?
Who is their
A
running?
little bit. I think Rashad White, they played the Falcons yesterday. They lost 16-13.
I saw that. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. I mean, I like the game on Thursday. We just talked about how bad the Bills are. The game on Thursday is very, very winnable. But like Tampa Bay is a decent team. So like I could see it going either way. And I think that if we clean up a few things, I think that we can do it. I think we have to control everything. We have to kind of put our foot out there and just keep going. Like from the very start, like whether we win the toss or not, like we gotta dictate things to them and not let them dictate things to us, and then have us back on our heels. Like I remember playing football in high school. They always say play on the balls of your feet, not on your heels, because you can do more on the balls of your feet than if you're back.
Absolutely.
So
If you would have told me at this point in the season that the Bills had losses to the Jets, to the Jaguars, and the Patriots, but it beat Miami, I would have said you're full of shit.
I would have thrown a stone at him.
I think the Jaguars won. I can meet you there and say the Jaguars won. Like they're a decent team. That's all right.
I like the
I would agree.
But like the Jets kind of kills me because Aaron Rodgers. I was worried about Aaron Rodgers big time.
Yeah.
So he gets lost the fourth play of the game or whatever it is, and so we kind of had one there. Like we kind of got away with one. I feel like
we should have.
Yeah, we should have
definitely won. That
yeah.
guy. Whatever.
And then
the offense let us down in that game because the defense only kept them to, I believe, 16 points, right?
Yep. And then a punt return at the end of the game. That's special teams. So the same thing. All three levels have let us down every single game. Even the games we win, except for the Miami one, I would say.
Oh, I never realized I've been let down that much by football. I just thank you. Thank you. I'm so depressed now.
Yeah, so
I need to watch hockey.
So the first week they gave up 16 points. Then they buckled down and they let in 10, 3, and then 20 against the Dolphins, 20 against the 25 against the Jaguars.
That's winnable. That's winnable.
Yes, if they kept up their point average. Then you win 14-9, so that's a good defensive game, but an offensive struggle. And then you let in 29 points.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Josh Allen's stats right here, and when he's on like a ball of fire. He was literally, we talked about this before, he was 21 for 25 against Miami, and then he was 27 for 40, 19 for 30. A little better, 27 for 41 attempts against New England.
I heard a crazy stat about Josh Allen yesterday. Since 2018, Josh Allen has the best passer completion percentage, but the most turnovers.
Yeah,
right.
I saw that.
I think he has nine turnovers more than anybody else since 18.
Does that completion percentage include the interceptions to the defense?
I believe so. It's big money football.
I believe that does that include running fumbles as well, or is it just strictly interceptions?
I think it's turnovers.
Yeah, turnovers, both of them. Yeah,
fumbling the ball, picks.
He fumbles a lot.
They say high risk, high reward. When he goes to that deep ball, we chalk it up as Josh Allen just punting the ball for us. But he'll go for the deep ball. A lot of teams won't do that, and sometimes he gets picked.
His deep ball has not been as successful as it has been in the years past.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's because the coaching staff doesn't want him to do that. Maybe he doesn't want.
So you're saying he's taking those balls downfield unscripted from the coaching staff? Like he's deciding to take it down the field, hope for a big play?
I think it's valuable to remind the opposing team that he can still do that, to keep them honest, to keep their corners honest, keep their safeties honest.
Yeah, but he can't complete a ball.
I understand, but the option is still there for them to get burned deep. And that keeps the defense on their heels a little bit, knowing that he can do what he can do.
All right. Daryl's signaling he's got to go. He's got to go to bed. He's got to get up early.
That's right.
Well, Daryl, thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. I hope you had some fun, and maybe we'll get you back on if you enjoyed it. We'll have your people talk to my people.
Our people will talk, and then we'll get back to each other.
Do you got a prediction real quick for the game next week?
Tampa Bay game?
Yep.
Bills are going to beat Tampa.
You mean Thursday?
I'm sorry, Thursday. Good call.
Yeah. Bills are going to beat
The
Tampa.
Bills are going to beat.
Give us you got a score?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 27-14. Our defense is going to hold Baker, and I think our offense is going to come around. I do.
27-14. Okay.
Prediction.
All right. Drive safe. Thank you very much, Daryl. Appreciate it. Okay. Now that he's gone, let's talk shit about him. Derwin, this is your time to really open up on your brother-in-law.
Nah.
Not that fun?
I got him right where I want him now. Why would I mess with a good thing?
Okay. I'm nervous going forward. They have lost all my confidence. Coaching staff, I think is. Oh, here's a question. Did McDermott lose the locker room already this year, or has the locker room been lost from the 13-second game?
I don't know. I don't know what evidence you have that he has or has not lost the locker room.
Okay, so let's bring this up.
Sure.
McDermott and Dable barely
communicate, talk.
No, like even noticed each other or whatever after the post game, right?
Sure.
Like nothing. Then Dable goes over to Allen and they're like hugging and kissing. And, then yesterday I see McDermott like half hug Belichick. So obviously there's bad blood between Dable. Like, did that bad marriage affect the locker room? And do players trust our coaching staff decisions? Because there was a clip that I'm going to play off my phone that Dennis sent me earlier. Credit is due where credit is earned.
That's right.
Here, we'll try this clip first. This is the great Vince Lombardi. Okay. Hold on. These stupid cell phones.
Actually, they're smartphones.
Okay, apparently it's not so smart. Yeah, okay. Hold on, let's try that again. That's kind of how I feel, a little bit. And then here's this other clip that I'm going to get to in a second. Sorry, a lot of text. Okay, here we go. This is Jonathan Allen from the Commanders. We'll skip this commercial for a second here. And, okay, so Jonathan Allen's getting interviewed after the game.
Got to be better.
Anything they did that surprised you guys early on?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think it's just a lack of focus on our part, a lack of attention to detail, not starting fast, and creating holes that are too big for us to overcome in the second half.
Does it get frustrating when that team...
Yes, it does. I'm f***ing tired of this. Tired of this. Been 7 years of this. Tired of this.
What can you do now going forward to get it turned around?
Get our minds right and get ready to play Philadelphia.
Oh my God!
If you could see what that guy was wearing in the locker room, and this small guy is going up to this monster of a man, like that's some funny shit.
I'll tell you what: if the Bills lose, I think you're gonna have a whole locker room of players saying the same exact thing. If the Bills lose against Tampa Bay, I think you're gonna start seeing the ship go down. And we're not talking about who are we picking up at the deadline. We're not talking about who we're trading for.
We're talking about who we're shipping out.
We're talking about draft picks. I don't know if we're talking about shipping out yet. This could be a blip. This could be something where maybe they re-engage next year. But if they go down and they lose to Tampa Bay, I got them right now finishing 10-7.
10-7. Okay.
I got them winning against Tampa Bay, even though I'm going to pick them to lose because I want to be wrong.
Sure, because then you win. You win.
Because I win.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, they're beyond playing with fire. They've taken every single match. They're done with matches. They're beyond fire. I mean, they to miss the playoffs, to not even qualify after winning 2 division titles, where a quarter of. I mean, do you trust any of the other quarterbacks like Josh Allen? Right in our own division, heads will roll. I mean, but I'm actually really concerned they don't even make the playoffs. And this is not Buffalo Bills jargon where, oh my God, we lost, let's jump off the bridge. It's not that. It is looking at their strength of schedule, looking at the games we've coughed up against inferior opponents, and hoping and praying we can show up against the Eagles. We can show up against Miami for
I got the schedule in front of me. We've got the Buccaneers should win, Bengals should win, Broncos should win, Jets should win. Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, even Patriots. After we lost the first time, I'm hoping we would beat them, and then you get the Dolphins again.
I did some.
You got to stretch there.
I got them going 6-4 over the last 10.
Okay, so we only lost 3 games last year total?
Right. Yep.
Okay, we're already at that. So my question is that you were talking about Stephon Diggs. He was visibly upset and fired up when we were winning. Why is he quiet all of a sudden and we're losing and not playing well? Like, why is he less vocal right now?
Is he broken? Maybe.
I don't know.
I think he's been full value still.
Hi, sweetheart.
I think.
Hey, how you doing?
Great. I think he's been maybe the best offensive weapon we've had all year. I think game in and game out, he wasn't as...
He's the most consistent football player on our team.
On the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he has been our MVP for the first time. It has not been Josh Allen. It's been Diggs. Diggs almost, I think he had the one drop yesterday, but If it's hit him in his hands,
he's catching it. Yeah,
and he's actually doing what we kind of, he's not giving himself up. Like, I haven't seen him really give himself up like he did last season.
I thought he was going to give himself up that one play, and then he ended up spinning out of it and getting a couple more yards.
That was an amazing play. That was amazing
That's
play.
what I talk about playing to the whistle.
Yep.
That's what that's all about,
He
right there.
walked in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Derwin, smart football.
Derwin, are you nervous about going through this schedule, or are you a little worried about the last couple games you've seen, and are you still confident in this team? I know every time I talk to you about the Bills, you're the most you're the most half glass full guy I know about the Bills team.
Because I've struggled so many years watching this team, and it feels like we finally have a good recipe. We'll call it a recipe for winning. And I think we're going to do what you said about 10-7, make the playoffs, and that's when we need everybody back. Right. That's it. We all know that you can do whatever you have to do, but as long as you make the playoffs and you try to get a home game if you can, right?
Yeah,
that's the point.
So
we're definitely not going to get home field advantage all the way through. Not happening.
I haven't watched any Kansas City games, but I see they're 5-1.
They're pretty swift.
Yeah, the Bills are in 7th place overall in the AFC after yesterday's games, so they're in a playoff spot technically. But I mean, a lot's going to happen between now and December, January. So we'll have to see.
So you guys aren't concerned about this little hiccup that we've had the last couple games?
Not yet.
So
I am very
concerned.
So did you send me a clip? I think it was one of the ESPN things where they talk about how bad plays are contagious. So like, I guess it'd be like hockey or something like that, where a guy's going 5, 6, 7 games, can't score, and then he's going 5, 10 more games and can't score. Like maybe. Unfortunately, they're going through something like that right now.
They're fragile. I think.
And then how do you get out of it?
That's what we've noticed. Championship quality teams, whether it's Tom Brady, we talked about earlier. I think we were talking about Joe Montana. We were talking about. I'm drawing a blank because it's late. What's his name? Steve Young, but Kansas City. Mahomes. I mean, these guys, they don't get phased.
Aaron Rodgers.
Don't get phased. They don't get phased. They don't get a bad play, an interception. They shake it off. The Bills is a franchise. They seem to need that nurturing, that building up ability where these championship caliber teams can brush it off. Maybe it's because they already won. Maybe they don't have that pressure or that baggage that Buffalo, the entire city carries on their shoulders.
I think this team's got a lot of pressure on them. And they should. Right? Don't we deserve a championship?
Absolutely. I mean,
I'm not saying but because I'm biased, but I mean, we do.
We deserve a team that goes out there and
at least get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, I don't know if we can stomach that. I'll be honest. I don't know if we can stomach.
Listen, you can't
Super Bowl.
You can't win it if you can't get there.
True, but I mean, to lose 5, I mean, and not have that.
Listen, isn't there a franchise that's lost 5?
Listen, I'm going to tell you, I've lost.
Yeah.
Like Minnesota or somebody?
Minnesota's lost 4.
They lost 4.
Who's lost? Has anybody lost 5?
No, that will be our record.
And that's another funny thing you bring up. Yesterday, you're watching the telecast, and it's like, oh, Mac Jones just did the first for this year. Oh, this guy just had a first for this year. Oh, this guy. Like, they're that bad.
Do you remember when they do it to kickers all the time?
Oh, they jinx them.
Well, all of a sudden they go, oh, wow, he hasn't missed one since this day. And all of a sudden he gets
since
up there.
Teddy Roosevelt threw the first football.
Like that one, right? Yeah.
They did that to the Bass, and all of a sudden he just went on this spiel. I mean, it's really not connected, but in my mind, it's definitely connected.
Oh, it's definitely.
And I definitely do it.
Full circle this one. If the Bills were to lose, they would not be the all-time losing team in a Super Bowl. Oh. They would be tied with the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. Both have lost 5.
Jeez. To lose 5 and still have won 7 or 9 or whatever, 6. Right? 6?
I think they're 6 and 5. God, they're barely over 500 in championships. We can't win one.
Yeah,
I think we have to worry about making the playoffs. As Jim Mora said,
"Come on, playoffs! Come on, playoffs!
We
can win a goddamn game."
Exactly. There you go.
That's us.
Okay, I am. We'll wrap this up. But I don't. I'm picking against the Bills next week because if they win, I also win.
Right. No, I feel the same way.
I am going with the Bills.
Okay.
I can't help it. I'm positive. You got to stay positive. They're fun to watch. As frustrated as I get, they're still my team.
24-17 Tampa Bay.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm giving a number?
You can if you'd like. It makes for better.
If you want to live dangerously,
it makes for better ratings.
I'm going to say 31-19.
I was going to say 28-10.
Buffalo.
28-10 here.
28-10.
I think they're going to listen to the podcast and they're going to figure out what's going on. And Dorsey's going to go on the sidelines. It'll all be better.
I think you're taking chances, Dennis, because you currently are 3-3 this year.
Yep.
Sean is 5-1. I'm 4-2. So
I've got to be 5-2. I think I picked the Bills against New England. I know I picked the Bills against the Jaguars and regretted it.
Oh, I have not updated.
Yeah, you know what? I regretted that one too. Yeah. I did not touch that game
because I wanted to change my mind, and I was too.
I can't.
I think I'm feeling hopeful. I think that you gotta have hope. So I mean, I agree with everything we said about like the playoffs and everything like that. We have a real tough stretch of games. Every game following the one we just played, every other game is hard, and so I get that, but you gotta have hope.
Well, how good are we going to be if we play down to our opponents and lose games we should and then beat teams we shouldn't?
Well, the good thing about that is that our opponents are pretty good from here on out.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
absolutely. Okay. Pizzas were good tonight.
Yeah.
Bills weren't so much this week. My guests were even better. Thank you guys so much.
Hey.
So this is going to be the trains. The Bills, Tampa's coming to town. Let's get them. So, that being said, go Bills.
Go Bills.
See you next week.
You got it.
Give me some confidence.
It's so funny you played the train.